God, is my kid doing this? Or are they behind? Or, oh, are they ahead of the scale? Like, what is all of this stuff about, you know? Hi, my name is Veronica Melendez. I am a speech language pathologist, and I'm here today to discuss some milestones, developmental milestones for speech, hearing, and understanding in kiddos between the ages of 2 and 3 years old. It can get frustrating. It can get frustrating when you take your kiddo to the pediatrician and just for like a checkup, or maybe they have a cold, and you go in, they always give you a paper to fill out, and it's circle this if this and circle that if no, and just several different things. And sometimes they make you think, it starts to make you think about like, and so I'm here to try to help you clarify a little bit about that. I sometimes even feel frustrated when I go in and I'm like, oh, I forgot to ask that question. And you kind of feel bad about asking them later, like calling in and be like, oh, hey, so I remember on your questionnaire, it said whatever, right? And then all of a sudden you're trying to, I don't know, recount everything that you were there circling things, and I don't know. It's frustrating. So I'm trying to be here a little bit for you guys and clarify for whatever I can. So I'm going to be telling you about hearing, understanding, and speech. So I remember one of my patients, oh my gosh, he was awesome. It was really cool to see this kiddo's progression. He, at the very beginning, just absolutely would not say anything. He had maybe 3 words, and he was a 3-year-old, and that's definitely not enough. It was enough to warrant speech therapy. And his mom was frustrated. He was frustrated. His family was frustrated. All he would do was yell and scream, and it was really bad. Even when I first got him, he just would look at the screen and throw something and run away. And this is via telehealth, right? So I had no control over the environment or the situation. And it was really something. I really depended on me training mom, that way she could start to implement this. Well, what I started to notice is that he was only saying yes and no. And he would only say mama and scream every time he was going to say mama. It wasn't even like mama, I need whatever. It was yelling, and he was upset, and so therefore mom was upset, and then therefore the rest of her kids were upset. Anywho, he did get to the point where he was able to learn words and just be able to communicate his thoughts and his needs and his wants. And it was such a beautiful process to be a part. Mom was happy, and he was happy, and his family was happy. Even extended family that hadn't seen him in years was like, oh my gosh, you're finally talking. And he was like, well, yeah, and he was able to express himself. And I thought that was really cool. So I kind of wanted to share that somebody that severe was able to blossom and open up his vocabulary to 100 plus, 500 plus, just in increments, and it would just keep jumping and jumping, and it was really fun to see that. So if you're in this video right now and your kiddo is not between the ages of 2 and 3, we also did this video with developmental milestones for the ages of 1 to 2, and it's there, and from birth to 1. Was she wrong telling her kid everything, or was she right? And just the thought of that brings me back to like one of our podcasts that we had done, and it was, is it wrong to be dealing with the word wrong? Like, are we using the word wrong the wrong way, or how? Anyway, that's a totally different thing. You can totally listen to our podcast for that one. He wasn't able to express himself. And so I want you to keep that in mind while we're talking about this, because it's totally what we're going to be hitting. So keep in mind, this kiddo only said yes, no, and mama, and would use gestures for his communication, a 3-year-old. So, what should my child be learning and be doing between the ages of 2 and 3? So, for hearing and understanding, our kiddos should know opposites. Opposites being like up, down. Ooh, the word opposite, right, is just this mind blowing thing. We're not going to be like, okay, what is the opposite of right, right? Or it ends up being wrong, or stop, go. So there are going to be different things that we're going to be working with a little one. And you want to start with the most concrete, like up and down. You can get them, you can play with them. Let's jump up. Oh no, we're going to fall down. Poof, right? And just totally play. Um, Remember, that's how kiddos are going to learn, is through play. You have to be fun and you have to be animated and you have to just play with them. Um, like red light, green light. Do you remember that one? It would be like green light, go, 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 go. Red light, stop. And yellow, slow down, right? So that's not an opposite, but you would keep on going with that. Um, our kiddos should be able to follow 2-step directions. Get your socks and bring them. Bring them to me. Or get the ball, throw it. It could be, where are your shoes? Find your shoes, bring them to me. Different things. They're going to start to understand new words very quickly, is another point. Several different words. It's really interesting. I felt with my son, I felt like every time he went to sleep and woke up, he had a new update. I always bring this up. In all of the previous videos I've talked about this, but he always seemed that way, and it was really interesting. He continues to, which we're very fortunate, right? But at the same time, we work really hard to get him to do all of this stuff. So, understanding new words quickly, following 2-step directions, and knowing their opposites. That's what you should look for during this time between the ages of 2 and 3 for understanding. The hearing is another thing. That is also in one of our previous videos. Hearing needs to be screened, right? At the very beginning, at birth, they screened them. And then they're going to continue to question. You're going to be looking if they can hear your whispered speech. Hey, baby, how are you? You want to see if they can hear you. Are they going to turn and look at you? Try it. Just try and talk to them. And if you feel concerned, talk to your pediatrician or talk to a speech pathologist. But you definitely don't want your kiddo to fall behind because they can't hear you. Between the ages of 2 and 3, you need to look for things like, can they talk about stuff that's not in the room? Right? So, say you're in a different room and their toy bunny or their stuffed animal is in the other room. They say, oh no, bunny's in the other room. Or bunny is blue and soft. Remember bunny? Right? So, you're going to be looking that they know how to address things that are not in their immediate presence. You're going to listen for the sounds, the K sound, k, 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 g, g, g. You're going to listen for F, the T, 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 the D, da, 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 and the N, So, unfortunately, you should really be able to hear that no, because by this age, they usually have it. Your D as in dog, doggy. Your T as in t, two. I'm two, which they're not going to be two, right? The F sound, I wasn't going to say the bad F sound. I was going to say fart, because a lot of kiddos were like, I farted. That's the only one that's coming to my mind right now. Well, the F sound. And then the G, like good. And the K, like cat. I know that it's not the same letter, right? It's obviously a C for cat, but it makes the same sound, the cat or cake. By the age of 3, 4, they're kind of like, ooh, I know what cake is, right? So using prepositions, we want them to be able to say like on the, let me see. I'm gonna bust out my dinosaurs. Dinosaur on head. Where'd he go? He's behind me. Where's the dinosaur? You can do under my arm, right? Different things like that. So all of your prepositions, Google it. Maybe I can make some stuff also and put it on Speech Corner. But yeah, you're looking for prepositions. You want them to be able to use 2 to 3 words to talk about stuff and ask for stuff already. So, Mama, more milk? Or Mama, milk? This is a kind of interesting one. You want them to be able to be understood by friends and family, people that are close to you. So a lot of times if you have an unfamiliar speaker, they might not understand. They're going to be like, "What? What did he say?" or "What are they talking about?" But with familiar listeners, grandma, grandpa, your best friend, somebody that you're dating, people that surround you, people that are familiar with your child, they should be able to understand what they are saying. Excuse me. Your kiddo's gonna ask why. I mean, not always excessively, right? But do this. Why? Oh, and it can get so frustrating, but it's a really important developmental skill. You want them to put 3 words together to talk about stuff. They can repeat words and sounds. Train, let me show you train. I hear that one often. That's how I'm remembering that one. Flower, look at the flower. Look at flower. Right? So those are the main ones that you're going to want to hear. Again, I mean, that you're going to notice. Talk about things that are not in the room. Use the k, g, f, t, d, in words. Use prepositions. Use 2 to 3 words to talk about stuff. You're going to want to make sure that they're being understood by other people that are close to you. Asking why and putting 3 words together to talk about stuff, toys, dogs, whatever they're seeing. 3 words. It's really important. I know I'm pausing like for dramatic effect, I guess, but it's so important that you speak clearly to your child. No more baby talk. Baby talk at this point is an absolute no-no. It can actually be really damaging to your child's developmental skills, to their grammar. A lot of times people think that it's cute, and you, by the age of 2 and 3, you're still wanting them to be your baby, but they are getting bigger. And it's a really harsh reality for me, I guess, personally, because I want my baby's hopefully my only baby, and I want him to stay my baby forever. But at the same time, I know that it's really important that he is able to speak clearly and understand what we are saying. So, no more baby talk. So, to get them to continue on is repeat what they say and add more to it, right? So, if they say, "Yum, cookie," you say, "Yes, that is a yummy cookie. It smells so good. Do you want to smell it?" And they'll say, "Mmm." You say, "It looks good. You want to taste it?"
And then you bite it and you eat it all.
No, I'm totally kidding. So then you offer it, right? So you'll take a bite of it and "Oh, that's delicious. Good cookie." Then let them try it. That's good cookie. And you just go with what they're saying and keep on adding more and more to it, right? Make sure it's clear. Let them know what they're saying is important to you. So if you don't understand, ask for clarification. "Mama, ball?" "Oh, a ball. I know you want a ball. Which one do you want?" And you look at the balls. Tell them what this one. This one is a baseball. "Look, it's white with red lines. Oh, this is a basketball. It's orange. It's bumpy. And it has black lines on it," or whatever color, whatever it is. Tell them what it is, and then have them request from you. Which one do you want? Right? So teach them new words. One of the best ways to get them to learn new words is by reading. Mostly because it's all there for you. You literally open the book, the words are there or the pictures are there, and you can just go along and stop. Stop at a word that you think, oh, well, this isn't the word ball. This says volcano. Let me show you what this is. Look at this. It's a big volcano. It sprays hot lava and balls of fire, and just go and model correct grammar and show them all of these wonderful things that you can explore, you know? Talk about things that they know about or they're familiar with also while you're reading the book or while you're doing whatever else. So, colors and shapes and numbers and the alphabet, right? Those are things that they know about by this point. Use them, extrapolate, just go, wow, did you see that dinosaur? That purple dinosaur has a triangle nose. Use it all. Sorry, I get a little bit passionate about the literacy thing, but it's so easy and so fun. It's just there. There are some kiddos who do not like books. They just don't, right? There are some really, really cool books. They're called Papa Dot books, and it really gets them involved. There are other books that have like those little dinosaurs. It's like, do not touch the dinosaurs because of whatever. And they're bumpy and they have stuff for them to touch and feel. And sometimes pop-up books could be good too. But like I said, that Papa Dot book, oh my gosh, those are fantastic. I recommend them to a lot of my patients just because it gets them involved. It's very proprioceptive, right? So the actual physical pushing of a button and it goes pop. It's like the bubble wrap stuff. I love bubble wrap. I think it's just fun. You know, you just like sit there and pop everything. Anyway, that's kind of what this book is, but it never ends, right? And so it's really fun. Start to introduce different categories. So you can say, oh, look, red, that's a color, green, color, yellow, color, and just go through all of those and say, these are colors. And then the next one, let's talk about animals. There's a bear, there's an elephant, there's a giraffe. These are animals. They're all animals. So some things that they're familiar with, and then you can just keep on going with them. There's also this really fun game. It's called What's in Ned's Head? And it's so gross. So it's this big giant head, and it has ears and like this big nose, and you shove your hand in and you feel around, and you can get things out of it. So I think it actually comes with like some gross stuff. I don't really remember what it is. I think there's like an insect and there's like lizards. Of course, all of it's plastic, right? But have them go into Ned's head and pull these things out and then categorize them. Or you can also add different things like Barbie clothes or farm animals, foods, not real foods. Or I guess you could put like candies in there. There's a lollipop in there, a fake one. But you could do different things like that and say, okay, we're going to put all of the clothes together. We're going to put all of the animals together. We're going to put all of the food together. So it's a really good way to get them engaged and just to start playing games and taking turns and just a whole bunch of different stuff. You can make a scrapbook. You can look at family pictures and talk about what's happening in the pictures just so they're familiar with it. You're going to want to have them say names of people, the relations to you. Oh, look, who's that? That's Grandma. What's Grandma's name? Grandma's T-Rex, you know, just whatever their name is. You can also write simple phrases for them underneath it, like day at the pool or happy birthday, Grandpa. Different things to get them to remember and get engaged in that. I spoke about this a little bit earlier about giving them choices. You probably already know what they want. So as a parent, as an educator, as an adult, you kind of already know what the kiddo wants. You see, they've been playing outside. They're thirsty, right? So you're like, oh, here's some water. Well, that was a speaking opportunity. So instead of saying, oh, here's this water, drink it, drink some water, You can say something like, "Oh, I know you're probably thirsty. Are you thirsty?" They're going to be like, "Yeah," right? And you say, "Do you want milk or water?" And then your kiddo's going to say whatever it is, right? So say they want milk. They say milk. You say, "Milk, please." Then have them say, "Milk, please." All of this time, when you give them their prompt, what do you want? Wait for them. Wait. I know that sometimes it's frustrating again. Or like, "Oh my gosh, I have 10,000 things to do. Can you just say, like, here's just the milk?" No, just wait. Just hold on and let them tell you. Right? So, right there, you're already giving them the facilitation of choice. You want them to be able to express themselves and to show them a little bit of like, I made this decision, right? So you're going to see happiness and joy. I had read somewhere that some individuals do not like to incorporate the word please into their vocabulary with their child. Totally up to you. Um I like to add on as many words, right? So milk please is kind. This is me personally. Um you don't have to do it. I'm just telling you what I do. I would say milk, please. And then once they say it, then I would say, "Thank you for answering me so nicely." Or, "Thank you for answering me. I'll go and get you a glass of milk." Right? So it's going to be different for everybody. But I just thought I'd throw that out there. Keep on singing songs and playing finger games and telling nursery rhymes, reading them books that are age appropriate, right? So a lot of times we're just like, "Oh my gosh, I've heard this song 1,000 times." It's okay. They teach your little one about rhythm and they teach them the sound of language, right? But it is really important for them to be able to see how these words are being performed. Um, I mean, even if you're just mouthing the words to "mommy finger" and it's on the tablet, then "Hey, my turn. Mommy finger, where are you?" Right? Just get yourself out there. Show them that it is okay to speak and to sing and to talk. Um, because again, they're following our model. That's what they're looking for. They want to feel a part of it. I spoke about this in the last video also, but it's a really, really big, important topic. Is your kiddo is going to follow what you're doing. Even if you tell them to do a certain thing, it's easier for them to follow the model. So it's really important for us to model appropriate language. Um, Also, on that note, use whatever language you are comfortable with. If you are comfortable with two of them, amazing, do it. If you're comfortable with three of them, even better, do it. Four languages, 5, 16, 18, who cares? Get them to communicate with you. If you answered no on some of those questionnaires, it's all right. I mean, it's totally not the end of the world. You are going to be okay. Um, you can get through this, right? Going back to my patient, that really brought it back because mom thought, "This is it. Like, there is nothing left for me because my kid is never going to speak. He's going to forever say 3 words." It wasn't the end of the world for her. And all we had to do was learn how to facilitate communication. Once mom learned how to change her language to use with him, those doors were just completely opened. He had so much vocabulary wrapped up in his little head. It was amazing. So once we gave him the opportunity to speak, he went with it. And that was a very typical language delay. I worked with him for 6 months, and that was it. He was good to go. A bright, bright kiddo and a very bright mom. And all it needed was a little bit of a help. Check out our next video. The next one I'm going to be doing is going to be for ages between the age of 3 and 4. So I'm just going. We're going to end up at 5 years old. And really important. Please remember that all children develop at their own rate. This video does describe when most children will reach these milestones, but if they aren't performing all of these skills, it doesn't mean that they have a problem. Um, if they're missing all of them, then you might want to seek assistance, because the longer you prolong it, the more difficult it is going to be to catch them up to where they need to be. I want to say that that's it for me today. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below. We're pretty easy to get a hold of. We have our email, which is info@omni-versal.com. We'll include the link. And you can find us on Instagram, on TikTok, at our website, which is Omni-Versal, or omni-versal.com. That's pretty much it for me, guys, and I hope to hear from y'all soon. Bye.